Picture this. You've finally decided it's time to upgrade that ancient TV in your living room. The one that takes 5 minutes to turn on, sounds like a spaceship when you change the input, and has a remote that's been held together with duct tape since the Obama administration. You walk into the electronics store ready to buy something shiny, sleek, and modern. But then, boom, you're hit with an avalanche of jargon. OLED, QLED, mini LED, micro LED, a super hyper turbo display 9000. You panic, pretend to cough, and consider just running back home to your trusty old TV with the burn-in line across the middle. But no, you're braver than that. Today, we're diving into the QLED versus mini LED showdown, and I'm going to explain what's different in the simplest way possible, with a little bit of humor to keep you from falling asleep like you're watching a boring corporate PowerPoint. In the description, you can find links to the best TVs. But first things first, QLED. What even is it? Sounds futuristic, right? Like it should be powering Iron Man's chest arc reactor or something. But actually, QLED just means quantum dot light-emitting diode. Yeah, I know, that doesn't clear anything up either. Basically, imagine your normal LED TV went to college, studied chemistry, and came back bragging about quantum dots. These are teeny tiny nanoparticles that glow like crazy when light hits them. Instead of relying only on boring white LEDs to light up your screen, QLED TVs use these dots to create super vibrant colors. Reds that look like they've been stolen straight from a Ferrari, greens that look like they were plucked from a rainforest, and blues that could blind a Smurf. So QLED is all about better color and brightness. Now mini LED. This one sounds like the diet version of a light bulb. Oh, you're still on regular LEDs? I switched to mini LEDs because I'm watching my calories. But no, mini LED doesn't mean smaller TVs, it means the backlighting technology is packed with way smaller LEDs. A traditional LED TV might have, let's say, a few hundred LEDs lighting up your whole screen. A mini LED TV? Thousands. Like a galaxy of tiny lights hiding behind the panel, each one helping to control brightness with way more precision. Think of it like this. If QLED is an artist with a giant paint roller splashing color everywhere, mini LED is a tiny meticulous painter with thousands of fine brushes filling in every detail. But here's the kicker. QLED and mini LED aren't enemies. They're not like Batman versus Joker or Coke versus Pepsi. In fact, they often work together. A lot of the newest QLED TVs actually use mini LED backlighting. So what's the difference then? Why do these terms keep getting thrown around like buzzwords designed to confuse your poor brain? Well, QLED is about the color layer, the quantum dots making everything vibrant. Mini LED is about the backlighting, the thousands of tiny lights controlling contrast and brightness. It's like a band. QLED is the lead singer, dazzling the crowd with vibrant energy, and mini LED is the drummer, keeping the beat tight and clean. One without the other is fine, but together, chef's kiss. Now, let's talk about where you'll actually notice the difference. Imagine you're watching a dark scene, maybe Batman brooding in his cave like he always does. On an older LED TV, the cave looks more like a slightly dim living room. The blacks aren't really black, they're more like dark gray, because the TV can't control light in specific zones. On a QLED TV, the colors look amazing, but those grays still sneak in. With mini LED though, you've got thousands of tiny lights turning off and on in zones, so Batman's cave finally looks like a cave, and not like he forgot to pay the electric bill, but still left one lamp plugged in. Of course, nothing in life is perfect, and neither of these is flawless. QLED TVs can get incredibly bright, which is awesome for daytime viewing, but sometimes they struggle with contrast compared to OLED. Mini LED fixes a lot of that with better dimming, but you can still see blooming sometimes. You know, when bright parts of the screen kind of spill over into the dark parts, like a flashlight under a blanket. And if you're wondering, yes, OLED is still lurking in the background like that smug honor student reminding everyone they're self-emissive and don't need any backlighting at all. But hey, that's another video. Today we're staying focused. QLED versus mini LED. So, which one should you buy? Here's where it gets funny, because most of the time, you're not even choosing one or the other. Many of the best TVs are actually QLED with mini LED backlighting. The real choice is whether you want to spend the extra money for mini LED or stick with standard QLED. If you're a daytime binge watcher who just wants vibrant colors and insane brightness, a good QLED will do the trick. Or if you're a movie night junkie who watches in a dark room and wants those deep blacks, Mini LED is going to give you a noticeable upgrade. Let me put it another way. QLED is like a pizza loaded with toppings: cheese, pepperoni, olives, pineapple if you're that kind of rebel. Mini LED is like upgrading your oven so that pizza cooks evenly and doesn't burn on one side while staying raw on the other. You can eat the pizza either way, but when you combine great toppings with a perfectly cooked crust, you're in TV heaven. Price is another thing people worry about. Mini LED TVs do cost more, but they're not as outrageously priced as OLED. Think of it as buying a fancy latte instead of your regular coffee. Not cheap, but you won't have to sell your kidney either. And since tech prices keep dropping faster than my motivation to go to the gym, Mini LED is getting more affordable every year. In summary, QLED is about color magic, Mini LED is about backlight control, and together they make your Netflix binges look better than reality itself. Which, let's be honest, is the whole point. Nobody wants to look out the window and see gray skies when you could be inside watching a Mini LED QLED TV with colors so vibrant they make the real world look like a dull PowerPoint slide. So the next time someone asks, what's different between QLED and Mini LED, you can proudly say, QLED gives me colors, Mini LED gives me contrast. Together, they give me the will to never leave my couch again. And if they look confused, just send them this video. Because let's face it, explaining TV tech at a dinner party is the fastest way to make sure no one invites you back. And that, my friends, is the great QLED versus Mini LED debate, explained simply, with just the right sprinkle of nonsense. Now go forth, choose your TV wisely, and may your pixels always be bright, your blacks always be deep, and your remotes never lost between the couch cushions.